Have you guys seen Drive? This is one of my favorite action thrillers. So today I want to talk about thrillers. Particularly, it's more of an action bent to it, but I want to talk about thrillers. A good thriller is a film with characters who are engaging, at least interesting, characters that are involved in some type of conflict, some type of situation where some type of goal. I love the ones where they have goals set up, but where they have to overcome obstacles and they have to achieve a goal, but there's so many twists and turns, you don't really see everything coming. So that's a key component for me of a really good thriller. You don't really see everything that's coming, and you can't really predict the ending. So that's what I look for in a thriller. I want to talk about some of my favorite thrillers. All right, Casino Royale. This is more of a thriller than, an action adventure that James Bond movies typically represent. But this, I love watching Eva Green. She's stunning. She's mysterious. This is a high stakes poker game where the CIA is involved, MI6 is involved. They're trying to stop a terrorist, and they are going to use this high stakes game as a means of doing it, identifying the bad guys and just really trying to save the day. So I'm not even into poker. I don't really understand poker that much, but I still love this movie. It did a great job of explaining what was going on and what was at stake. All right, Contagion. If COVID freaked you out, that was the real world. But this right here, Contagion, it's about a pathogen with a mortality rate of 20%, and it's sweeping across the world. You have Kate Winslet playing a CDC specialist who is trying to track and contain this outbreak, and you have Matt Damon playing a father, a husband who loses his wife, and he's trying to protect his kids. His wife dies of this virus, and she's one of the first people who actually get it. And you have the conspiracy theorist, played by Jude Law, who's trying to profit off the situation, but he thinks he has some insight. And Lawrence Fishburne, the head of the CDC, his storyline is pretty interesting. Definitely worth checking out. Okay, let's move on. Heat, one of my all-time favorite movies. Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, Val Kilmer. So Al Pacino is playing this cop who's trying to stop these robbers. Cops and robbers movies, one of the greatest movies ever. 1990s movie. Definitely worth checking out. Who can forget that iconic scene where they're shooting out at the bank robbery scene. But anyway, all right, No Country for Old Men. This is one of the craziest characters I've ever seen. This hitman, he's just not all there. Definitely fascinating. Definitely worth checking out. Seeing who lives and who dies. Oppenheimer focuses on Oppenheimer, the guy who actually developed the atom bomb. Riveting movie. Christopher Nolan movie. Great. Definitely worth checking out. Sicario. All right. I'm usually not that interested in movies involving a cartel and all that stuff, or narco, anything, but this movie is incredible. Emily Blunt. I'm a big fan of hers. She does a lot of great movies. I wish more people would pay more attention to her work. For example, The Fall Guy recently came out, I think a couple of years ago. It was a phenomenal movie, action movie. Del Toro, of course, plays his assassin. He lost his family, and now he's working with government forces or CIA. This one guy, played by Josh Brolin, to stop this cartel. It's part of his mission of revenge. The Usual Suspects, Kevin Spacey. Yeah, okay. Kevin Spacey, well, you guys, hopefully you guys seen The Usual Suspects. Something they're looking for. Well, I'm not going to say anything else. All right, more about erotic type of thriller. You have, I can't say much about this either, but you have Denise Richards, Neve Campbell. Yeah, definitely worth checking out. One of my favorites. And Zodiac. It's about people looking for a serial killer, and this is one of the creepiest movies ever. It has incredible moments. It doesn't have a ton of gore and action or slash or anything like that. It's just basically these people investigating, trying to figure out who is this killer, this serial killer, and this hunt is just really disturbing. It's called Zodiac. Definitely worth checking out. I can't believe I almost forgot about this one. It's called The Departed. Okay, with Leonardo DiCaprio, Matt Damon, Jack Nicholson. Wonderful performances. Is about a new cop going undercover trying to bust a crime figure, a big crime figure. I'll just leave it at that. The police, they have a mole. You have moles within the criminal organization, a mole within the police department, and watching the cat and mouse game is pretty incredible. It's called The Departed. I hope you guys have seen it. If you haven't, definitely worth checking out. So, guys, share your thoughts. What are your favorite thrillers?